Actor Larry Hagman will be best remembered for his role as this scheming, amoral, but always charming J.R. Ewing in the popular TV show Dallas. For more on the influence the character had in the history of TV, we turn to Dana Stevens, a film critic with Slate.com. Dana, good morning. Thank you for positioning yourself there. What influence in the scheme of things did Larry Hagman, his character, have on television? It's sort of an iconic character looking back at what he did and the mark that he made.
He was just such an oversized villain, you know, and the story with the JR character was that he was not intended to be the center of Dallas, but he was just so popular and so beloved, and it had such a kind of twinkle in spite of his evilness that he soon took over the show. It was what people wanted to see.
I wonder if someone else had played the role who was perhaps not quite so bigger than life as Larry Hagman was, would it have become the role that it did? I mean, obviously when it took off, they probably made more of it, more storylines drawn around him.
It really did. It became his show. It was initially intended to be about the marriage of the Patrick Duffy and Victoria Principal character, and the villain was just too delicious. Everybody wanted more of him.
When Larry Hagman wrote about the role, he said that he actually started ad-libbing a little bit to sort of goose up his character, and that's what really started to turn things.
Yeah, he was known for that, for his improv on set and for just his ability to make his co-stars laugh. And the same thing happened again in this reboot of Dallas that started in the middle of last year, which I wonder how it can possibly go on without him. And once again, JR was not meant to be the focus, and he started to take over the show.
Right. I mean, some of us are old enough to remember he did have a life before Dallas. He was on I Dream of Jeannie, of course. And so he had two pretty prominent roles then. I mean,
oh, yeah. I mean, he had two really iconic roles in the history of television, right? Anthony Nelson, the lover of the Jeannie on I Dream of Jeannie for 5 years, I believe, the late 60s. And then 14 seasons on Dallas, during which he never missed a show, incidentally. He's the only actor on Dallas who never missed a single show.
And yet had a pretty hard drinking, hard living life. That he
did. He had a liver transplant in his, I guess, 60s or 70s after drinking repeatedly 5 bottles of champagne
3, 4,
a day.
5, depending on who you listen to.
He was a hard liver.
Was he given credit as a great actor, or was it one of those things where people just thought he sort of had a lucky, bigger-than-life role?
Well, you know, he never had much of a film career, although he was in some notable movies. He wasn't quite able to make his name there. He was in Primary Colors. He actually excelled in playing Texas politicians, and he did that in a few movies. In Oliver Stone's JFK, he was sort of the go-to guy for that big Texas character, and he was a Texan. But I think he'll be remembered, you know, for these two great TV roles, and he'll always be JR in people's hearts.
All right, Dana Stevens, thanks.